Well, good morning, everybody. It's good to have everybody with us this morning. Good to see you. Hope everybody's doing well. Semester's going okay. It is 11 o'clock, and so I think we should probably go ahead and get started. I know we're going to have some folks that are going to join us probably a few minutes late, and that's okay, but I think we can go ahead and begin to get rolling. Um, Nice to be with everyone. For those that I haven't had the pleasure of meeting, I'm Adam Bradford. I'm the interim provost here at ISU currently, and been working with the ITRC team on certain aspects of this Canvas transition. Really grateful to have ITRC leadership here, as well as Doug McGee, our new director for the Center for Teaching, Learning, and Assessment. I kind of wanted to we've had a couple of changes since our last um, town hall meeting, and I wanted to sort of announce, and I'm very grateful to her for her willingness to do this. We've had Lisa Kidder step forward as our new ITRC team lead, and I'm grateful to her and her willingness to serve in this capacity. Sasha Johnson, that many of you know, is actually working still working for the university, but just in a different capacity in a different unit now. And I'm very grateful to Lisa for stepping forward during this time period. We've also got some other ITRC folks here in the room today. So maybe these folks could kind of turn their cameras on if they're not on and wave so that folks know who you are. So we've got Lori Ostel with us and Michael Spall, who are both instructional technology consultants. They're on the call this morning, going to help us as we sort of talk a little bit about Canvas transition. And then we've got other members of the ITRC team. I think we've got Mark Cooper, and Rick Fowler and Ryan Randall, Kathy Levitt. Have I missed anybody, guys? Is that everybody? I think that's everybody.
Max is here as well today.
Oh, Max is here. Awesome. Hey, Max. I didn't see him, so appreciate that. Thanks, Michael, for pointing him out. So just kind of a bit of a I'm gonna actually turn things over in just a minute to Doug and kind of let him run the show. But I wanted to just make a couple of quick kind of points while we're here. First of all, one change that we've had as it relates to the transition is
We're
that,
not hearing anything.
oh, you're not.
Can you close the door for you? Yeah.
Sorry. One of the one sort of note that I think is meaningful and important for folks to know. We had talked about potentially having kind of a soft launch in the spring with a really formal launch in the fall. We are not going to soft launch in the spring. We're not going to make Canvas available and folks operating in that environment. And that has to do with some of the complications surrounding the book bundle. We all had the book bundle this fall. I'm going to call a spade a spade. It was a little bit of a rocky rollout with the book bundle this fall. We do not want to complicate that this spring. We want to iron out any issues related to the book bundle and its implementation, and putting it in two LMSs is really not a feasible thing for us to do. So we're not going to do that in the spring. We're going to simply operate via Moodle. Most folks were planning on that anyway, and then we will make a full institutional transition for the fall. So that hasn't changed. We're still planning on launching in Canvas in the fall, but we will not have sections open and available in Canvas for folks in the spring to actually teach out of. Now, the sandboxing aspects of this will still be available, and ITRC is going to talk about this, but just your actual course teaching won't be available to you through Canvas in the spring. We're going to try not to overly complicate the book bundle rollout. So, and before I turn it over to Doug, I do want to say, us having spent a number of hours this fall working with folks in ITRC on this Canvas integration, I'm well aware of the big lift that this is, how hard they've been working. And I just wanted to express my appreciation I'm really grateful to them. These are good folks who are working really hard to make a positive thing happen in the institution. And I appreciate their work. And I wanted to just acknowledge that publicly, that I'm grateful to them and I'm grateful for what they've done. And it's a big lift to move an LMS for an institution this size and to get folks there. And I'm grateful to them for what they've done. I also want to say thank you to the faculty that are here. I know that there's what's coming has caused a little bit of consternation for some, excitement for others. We're here to help with that, and that's what today's about. So is to a degree us trying to help prepare you for what's coming and empower you to be able to navigate some of this effectively. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn things over to our new Director of Teaching, Learning, and Assessment, Doug
Hey,
McGee.
Adam.
Yeah.
Can I do my housekeeping
Oh,
about
go
messages?
ahead, Callie. Yeah, go ahead, real quick, and then
Um,
we'll go to
um, so everyone, please note that this town hall is being recorded and will be made accessible in the ISU Town Hall archives for public viewing. With this in mind, we kindly ask all attendees to mute their microphones throughout the meeting. We encourage you to utilize the chat feature to submit questions at any point during the presentation. Answers will be provided following the presentation, ensuring an organized and respectful engagement for all participants. So I'm going to send a message via the chat just so you can know where to send questions. There you go. Thank you. I'll turn it back over to Lisa Kidder.
we're going to turn it to Doug first. Go ahead, Doug.
All right, thanks, Adam and Callie. And I just want to reiterate real quickly. I know the ITRC team has a lot of stuff planned for today, so I'm not going to talk much, but I do just want to reiterate Adam's gratitude for everything that the ITRC team has been doing. I mean, they have put together some really amazing resources for faculty. If you haven't already done so, I would really invite everybody to check out the Canvas Transition webpage, which is just filled with lots of ideas and lots of things. I know this is not going to be our last town hall, so we'll have several of these. I think several are probably planned out, and the ITRC team will kind of talk about some of the timeline and some of the events that they have planned for down the road. But this is, it is a big lift, and there's a lot of moving parts to this transition. And they feel like, and I feel like they have to cover this pretty comprehensively and done a really nice job. But it's also kind of a two-way communication street. So for those of you that kind of get started in this process of the Canvas transition, as you identify things that you would like to know more about that we might be able to address in future sessions, I would really encourage you to reach out to us so that we can make sure we incorporate ideas from faculty into to future sessions. So with that, I am going to turn things over to Lisa Kidder.
Thank you, Doug and Adam. So today we're going to go through transition timeline with some details, kind of your specific steps about learning, building your courses, and how to refine your courses. We're going to address some frequently asked questions, talk about the resources and training, and definitely leave time for your questions. The most common question is, are we going to get a copy of these slides? And you can find a copy of those slides in the link that is in the chat, which we're going to talk a little bit more about. So in terms of the next slide, see, Lori, I lost slide control. There we go. Transition timeline. So if you look across this, the very top thing is the first thing that you should be doing in each semester at this point. So this semester is a lot about learning and practicing and growing. We have the ISU Canvas Faculty Essentials. We have the Wednesday webinars every Wednesday at 2 p.m. and a lot of them are focused on the Canvas transition. We also are doing a Curious About Canvas hours, kind of like office hours. Come in, bring your Canvas questions. Those are also at 2 on Mondays and Thursdays. So we'll give you a link on that. Right now, you should be having sandboxes, playing and getting to know Canvas in your new LMS. We are available to come to your department to do hands-on workshops. We've already been to a couple of departments. And we have a number of online resources, both ITRC in the Tiger Tracks Knowledge Database and Canvas provides a wealth of online materials that are there. They also have We have access to tier 1 support, so you can chat and call and email Canvas and Structure for your questions there. Spring will be focused on building your courses and getting them ready for fall. Fall courses, the live courses, become available in April. We actually strongly encourage you to create sandboxes first and then do the refining and then move into your refined course into your live course. We'll continue learning. Same thing with the summer. Summer is the time to refine. So based on your learning, you'll continue to build. There'll be more workshops and self-paced courses. And as Dr. Adam Bradford said, we will be teaching beginning in fall 2025. We do encourage you to focus on your fall courses first, and then spring courses for spring 2026 will become available in November, and you can create sandboxes as you get them there. But this is the general timeline. So we're going to focus on the main site, your one-stop shop for everything. We do have the Canvas transition webpage. That link's been put in the chat. We encourage you to open it up and to bookmark it now. Here, this page will change. It is also where you will find access to Canvas. Notice on the top right that that's where the access to Canvas is. Eventually, Canvas will be accessed through my ISU, but we don't want to confuse students at the moment. So this is where you can access Canvas. This is where you can register for training and see what new trainings are available. This is also where you can request sandboxes, where you can check out the new features related to Canvas and the comparison between Moodle and Canvas. And again, you'll see the timeline, general timeline, and we do want you to bookmark this site. You will also find a link to this at the bottom of every ISU today. So even if there's not a Canvas announcement in there, you can always get to the Canvas transition website and you can see the different tabs across the top. If there's something there that is not answered, go ahead and let us know. We'll probably put it up on the Canvas transition website. So now we're going to focus on the learning that you need to do, and Kathy is going to talk about that.
So Lisa, we had a question. What will we be doing for adjunct faculty that won't be on contract the first day of school next fall?
For those of you, we've been trying to keep track of the departments who have a high number of adjuncts, so reach out to us so that we can help make a plan with you.
Thank you.
As Lisa said, we are working on learning about Canvas, and that starts with requesting a Canvas sandbox. If you go to our website and the arrow is there pointing to the Canvas sandbox request form, the first time you do this, we ask that you request an initial sandbox course, which will then automatically enroll you in the ISU Canvas Faculty Essentials Training course. After that, you can request, after you complete the training course, you can request course-specific sandboxes through the same form. So we have training set up for the Canvas transition, and that comes in the form of enrolling in the ISU Canvas Faculty Essentials with that initial sandbox request and completing that training. Joining our Wednesday webinars, where we will focus on Canvas specific content. Joining our Curious About Canvas office hours on Monday and Thursdays at 2 o'clock. Contacting the ITRC if you would like to request a department workshop. And exploring other resources through our website. And then, of course, we always have documentation through Canvas and our Tiger Tracks knowledge base. So now we are going to talk about building what that looks like.
All right, unmute. I'm Lori Austell. So step 2 is to start thinking about building your course. And the first thing to do would be to clear the clutter. And I'll get to that in just a second. but also adding your videos into Panopto, running an accessibility check, and backing up your Moodle course and importing it into Canvas. So by clear the clutter, we're talking about deleting any unused resources, things that you would sort of put down at the bottom of your course to save for later. If you're no longer going to use those, we encourage you to go ahead and get rid of those. If you would like to do this in a sandbox course in Moodle without editing any of your current courses or courses that you've taught in the past, you can also go to our forums page and request a Moodle sandbox course. And then you can use that and import whatever course you need to work on into that and make any changes there so that it doesn't affect any of your current courses. You can also work on removing your inactive activities. So say you had a quiz you used 2 years ago and you don't want to use it again, go ahead and delete it out of there and at the same time clean up your quiz bank. You can also run the Accessibility Plus toolkit, and there's more information on that on our website that you can follow along. It has some great wizards that you can use to make sure that everything is accessible. The reason we're encouraging you to do this, Canvas has a file size limit of 500 megabytes. And I have been asked, how do I know how large my file size is? If you do a backup of your entire course, then it will show you the size of that backup file. If it's too large, you'll need to go back to your course, work on cleaning it up some more. And part of that is also putting your videos onto Panopto. And so I'm going to pass that on to Michael.
So we're really excited about Panopto, and it has a lot of benefits for the university. One being, and this is something we've wanted for a long time, but the move to Canvas has really spurred this because of the file limits. But it will help, I think, with accessibility. And there's also some analytics and other things to think about. And we will have documentation, and we will work with you to help you use Panopto. And next slide, please, Lori. And I think the two big things to be thinking about are the freeing up space, and it enhances accessibility. And I think the last thing to talk about is that you don't need to wait for Canvas. We have this available in Moodle right now, and so you can start moving your videos to Panopto now. And regardless of Canvas or Moodle or however you're linking to them, there's kind of a correct way to do it to ensure that you don't have to update links all the time, that your students have access to the videos. So please refer to the documentation and that we have available, and you know, you can feel free to send emails and ask us questions as well. But basically, it's using an LTI, but we have that all covered in our documentation. And then I will pass the baton.
Great. Thanks, Michael. So next up, I'm going to talk about the Accessibility Plus Toolkit. And this is something that you'll do still in Moodle while you're preparing your backup before you move over to Canvas. So it is a tool that lives in Moodle. It's, as you can see on the right, that little screen cap, Accessibility Plus Toolkit. You can add it through the More menu. And what it is it's a suite that helps simplify applying accessibility fixes to your courses. So all this sort of HTML code and other things behind the scenes, it can help do that for you automatically. So it can both identify opportunities for improvement and actually implement those changes. So it's really handy to do in Moodle. It also, by doing it in Moodle, as Lori was saying about needing to get your file size down, this can help with some of that as well. And it also helps make sure that when you do import your files in your course into Canvas, you'll be starting off with the best, most accurate code. So we have more about how to actually do this in a webinar that we put on a while ago called the Accessibility Plus Toolkit Wednesday webinar. And so when you're looking at the slides for this presentation, you'll be able to link to it from that link on this slide. Also, as I was talking about how your courses were transferred, this is sort of the overview of how that process works. First of all, what you'll do is you'll generate a backup of your Moodle ISU course. And as Lori said, again, you'll want to check the file size once you've generated that backup, because if it exceeds 500 megabytes, it won't be able to move into Canvas. So please reach out to us in the ITRC for assistance if you've tried to clean up the clutter already, but can't get it any smaller than 500 megabytes. Then what you'll do is import that file into Canvas, and you'll do that by uploading it into your Canvas course shell. And then you'll want to review, adjust, and check everything. So you can do that by looking in the instructor view to make sure everything looks appropriate to you. Also, Canvas has a really nice student view that you can use to experience your course as a student and verify that it's doing what you're hoping your students will experience in your course. So should you run into any issues with any of that, please, again, reach out to us in the ITRC and we'll be glad to help you. Up next, Mark is going to tell us about how you can start using tools in Canvas to refine your courses there once you have transferred them.
Hey, thanks, Ryan. Next, I'm going to talk about how to refine your course. So you've learned about it, you've built it, time to refine it. And so I'm going to introduce some new features, 2 additional Canvas plugins that will enhance both the learning management system and your teaching experience. And that's City Labs and Atomic Jolt. So the first one is City Labs, and that's really just kind of an umbrella application that includes 3 different tools that you can use for your course refinement. And those come with a variety of features and benefits. And I think oh, there we go. So the first one is it allows you for building courses easily and making them a lot more visually enhanced. Accessibility improvements. And customizable templates. And so why would you use this? You would use this to take advantages of saving time and enhancing the quality of your course. So City Labs comes with 3 different tools, and that is Design Plus, which allows you to add some high quality engagement into your course to build style into it. You have Tidy Up, which makes it easy to identify some unpublished pages that you might have in your course or outdated content, and you can delete those or remove them. And You Do It, which is a accessibility scanner, which will scan your course to identify issues and provide guidance to improve the accessibility of your course. So that's City Labs. And then we also have Atomic Jolt. So Atomic Jolt is also an umbrella application that includes 2 different tools that we subscribe to. And the first one is Atomic Assessment and Atomic Polls. And so Atomic Assessment is an advanced assessment tool. It gives you more question types that you can add into your quizzes. It's a very robust feature, and definitely some rich question types in there. And then you have some detailed analytics that you can also take advantage of with the atomic assessments related to your questions. Atomic Poll allows you to do real-time polling, so it enhances course engagement. And you can also gain feedback from your students. So it's a great way to engage with them. Both Atomic Assessments and Atomic Jolt are part of this package that you will have available. And to add a jolt to your course, no pun intended on that. And well, yes, there was a pun intended on that. Please tune in to our Wednesday webinar schedule. If you want to learn more about City Labs and Atomic Jolt enhancements, we'll be having future webinars that will highlight those applications. So I'm going to turn it over to Lisa, who's going to talk to you about some frequently asked questions surrounding Canvas and the Canvas transition. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. As we've been going around, we have some frequently asked questions. In fact, one of them has already been put into the chat, so we thought we'd just address them ahead of time. So the biggest question is, okay, how do I know how my course is going to work in Canvas? We've done some reports and we've done some analytics, and we estimate that about 60% of ISU courses will import with minimal adjustments. As Mark talked, there's some other features in Canvas that you will probably want to take advantage of. You don't have to do it all at once. You can do it incrementally, but about 60% of courses will come over just in the normal process, kind of the backup and restore or the import that we did each semester. And there's some caveats here. So there is an attendance tool in Canvas. However, the attendance tool will not import, so you'll just have to recreate the attendance. Same thing with choice and feedback. Actually, for choice and feedback, you're going to use the atomic polls is what you're going to use. Workshop, you have two options for peer review. So using the features of Canvas, you'll want to look and decide which option you would like to use, but the workshop will not import because it doesn't know which option you want to use. There are some question types that will not come in. So that's looking at those question types and figuring out if you're just using multiple choice, true, false, you're fine. But some of the more advanced question types, we may need to use the atomic assessment or may need to rethink how the question is formatted. There are a couple of things that if you have these in your courses, we want to talk to you now. So if you use the book tool, let's have a conversation. Actually, join us tomorrow at the Wednesday webinar where we're going to talk about the options for the book tool. If you use the glossary, give us a call so we can look and see how you're using the glossary and figure out the equivalent that best meets your course. H5P, which is the question that was just put into the chat. See, we knew this was coming. H5P, atomic assessment. So if you use lessons, please reach out to us. Lessons can be used in so many different ways. We have, I think we're up to 5 different options on how to transform your lessons in Canvas. And again, some of the question types. You may have to kind of revise. There is a document on the Canvas transition website that has, here's the item in Moodle, here's what the item is in Canvas. You'll notice that it will say it will import, you need to recreate it or transform, and there's documentation. For any of those things that say transform, you will see the note, schedule an appointment with the ITRC. So those of you that have book, glossary, H5P, lesson, and certain question types, you'll have to look at the list. I wasn't going to put that on the slide. You want to reach out to us now so that we can help you make a plan for your specific course. We're happy to meet with anybody else now too. If you want to get started, you're welcome to reach out. We will look at your courses with you and answer your questions. We have the Curious with Canvas. That's the perfect opportunity. 2 o'clock on Mondays and Thursdays. Other frequently classed in how long will my previous courses be available in Moodle? That was also the question that showed up in the chat. Our current archive policy is 2 years plus 4 weeks. That gives you time to kind of fall from 2 years ago in. We will be constantly monitoring our storage. That is, as we all understand, the key thing that crunches everything. So we will be watching that. At this point, we encourage you to focus on your fall courses. So focus on your fall courses so that we can get fall ready. And that includes department chairs. The sooner you can get that schedule solidified, the easier it will be for everybody. If you have adjuncts, as that was brought up before, reach out to us. We can help make a plan for your fall courses that are normally taught by adjuncts as well. But we do hope to have your previous courses available so you don't have to frantically download everything right now. There's a lot of things. So right now, focus on your fall courses. We will be announcing things. Again, the Canvas Transition website will send out announcements if any of that changes. So that's where you will notice that information. Another frequently asked question is about Moodle Community. If you're on Moodle Community, there are currently no plans to disable or replace that. The focus right now is on transitioning academic Moodle. So that's where our focus is to Canvas, and then we will address Moodle Community if changes need to happen there. Will the ITRC upload my courses into Canvas? As Lori pointed out, we have courses that have gathered lots of dust bunnies. We've been on Moodle for 14 years. And we need you to make the decision on what's a dust bunny and what's a signature assessment. So that is your call as the instructor. And so we are here to help you. But the key point actually is really looking at your course and getting rid of the dust bunnies and making sure that your course is ready to import. And that's something that you as the instructor have the knowledge to do so. Again, we're here to help you with any questions along the way. So those are the most commonly frequently asked questions. Again, if you haven't bookmarked the Canvas Transition website, please do so. We have Curious About Canvas on Mondays and Thursdays at 2. It's by Zoom. If you register and put it on your calendar, then you'll get reminders. And so if you have a question, you can just pop in and then you can leave. Wednesday webinars, those are all recorded. There's a library and a playlist with Canvas transition related materials already there. Check out the Wednesday webinar schedule. We try to put an announcement out each Monday to remind you of what's coming up. Tomorrow is about books. You're always welcome to meet with us. We can do on-demand appointments with you, with your department, with a small group. We have a drop-in lab in the Oboler Library in the basement in B17, but we're definitely here to help you.
Lisa, there was a question. Will there be a deadline for everyone to have their courses ready to go for fall? If you wait until a week before the semester, that's not going to go well.
You are absolutely correct. You are not going to go well. And that's something that, due to the very nature of every department chairs, I would encourage you to make a deadline for your department. I can tell you right now, if you work with us right now, we're really excited and happy. But if you call us Friday before classes start, everybody's calling us Friday before classes start, and it's a little bit stressful. So you want to work with us when we're a little less stressed.
Thank you.
All right, the link to the Wednesday webinar page. Can somebody pop that into the chat? All right. We wanted to leave plenty of time for your questions. Now's the time to put it in the chat if you want to raise your hand and ask. Link to the Wednesday webinars got put in the chat. So open it up. You click on them and register. The ones that are passed, you get the Wednesday, the recording. Panopto reached outside of Canvas. So Panopto is for academic courses, academic recordings, and so it is accessed through the LMS.
And just to kind of go along with that, if you go ahead and upload your videos into Panopto via your Moodle course, those will be able to be transferred into your Canvas course. So you won't have to go through the process of uploading them again once we go to Canvas. So you don't have to worry about that. We'll make sure that all of those work correctly for you. And that's why we're saying you don't have to wait. You can start with it now and get used to using Panopto. There's lots of nice interactive features that you will enjoy, and watch for a Wednesday webinar on that. But you can go ahead and get started now, and then they'll be already be available when we start teaching in Canvas.
So I had a question come through about non-academic courses. So we have a growing list of non-academic courses. Those could be things like homerooms or resources that you use for multiple. Basically, you're in that miscellaneous category. So your courses are not tied. They're not tied to the registrar. We will be reaching out to you. We're doing some investigation to look at how each of those work and how that's going to work. So if you have a miscellaneous course, a non-academic course on Moodle, feel free to reach out to us, but we are putting together some resources specifically for those courses. And we'll most likely reach out to you and say, let's do a workshop and pull you all in the same room. I know your head is really full. This is being recorded. So I'm going to put my teacher hat on and test you. If there's one thing that you're going to bookmark or have already bookmarked, what is that? Put that in the chat. Shelby, yes, 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock on Monday, Wednesday, or Thursday. We wanted to keep the time the same to help you remember. And Callie was the quickest to answer. Gold stars for Callie. Like we're not having any other questions. Unless you're getting any, Callie or Michelle, coming through.
No, I'm not.
Nothing here either.
A lot of this was high level. Again, we have videos and details to go through everything. So the best thing to do to start with once you've bookmarked the Canvas transition website is to go through the ISU Canvas Faculty Essentials. We know that many of you have already had experience with Canvas, but we want to highlight some of the unique things about ISU, some of the frameworks that we've already made available. You'll also be seeing some templates using Design Plus come out. So you can use those to help create your courses in a Canvas way.
All right, I really appreciate the ITRC team's efforts in all of this. Thank you all so much. I know this is one of those things. I did do a couple of the faculty essentials modules myself, and as somebody who came from a Canvas institution previously, it was kind of interesting to find out how much I had forgotten. So even if you have used Canvas before, that's a really good way to kind of go refresh some of those things as well. But again, you know, this is not the end of the road. I know that once people have an opportunity to kind of jump in and start looking at Canvas and start thinking about how it's going to work for their own personal courses, that's probably when a lot of these questions are going to come up. So I'm just going to reiterate what Lisa said, and that is, you know, beat the rush. You know, the sooner that you get in and start chatting with the ITRC team, the easier this transition is going to be for everybody. You know, that's what we're really hoping to avoid is just a last minute rush of people doing this. And I know as a faculty member, that would be my inclination, is to think, you know, I can put this off till summer when I have a little bit more time to think about it. But just remember that if things are not ready to go well before the semester begins, then it gets a little bit challenging for us to be able to respond to any questions and needs that you may have. So thank you again to the ITRC team. Thank you for everybody who tuned in today. Please let us know if you have additional questions or if there are particular issues that come up that you would like to be addressed in future town halls. We're more than happy to incorporate those into some of our plans moving forward. But big hand of applause for our ITRC team. I thought they did a really great job today. And thank you all for your attendance, and let us know how we can help moving forward.